love the channel and find it useful in becoming a happy retiree. Subscribe today. Robert, good morning. Welcome to the show. How can I help?
Hey, good morning, Wes. I have an inherited IRA, and I was wondering, what do you suggest I do? What do the rich, successful, wealthy people do with their RMDs? I know I have to take it out every year. I think it's ridiculous in a sense when you're trying to, grow it over time, but that's just something that, you have to do. Otherwise, you get penalized. So
I like the thought that you're saying, what are the rich, successful? That's who's listening to Money Matters, by the way. It's the rich, successful folks that are listening to Money Matters. In fact, Robert, whenever I get a call from somebody who's, let's say, in their 20s, I always think, whoever that caller is going to be rich one day if they're not already rich. There's something about having an eye on this part of the equation, the money side of the equation, which of course is not everything to life at all, but it's kind of an important part. So that's an aside. Now, you're saying, how old are you, by the way?
48.
So you're 48 and you have an IRA that you have to take RMDs because it's an inherited IRA, not because you're 70 and a half.
Yeah, I was fortunate to receive this after my father passed away last year, and he left me this inherited IRA. It's a very well-diversified portfolio, and I have a couple of financial advisors that I'm working with, and I still have yet to call your office back because you said you wanted me to give you a call back. I spoke with you a little over a couple of months ago, and you said for me to call your office and speak with you more in depth about it, but I haven't had, the chance to do that.
That's okay. So. Well, I'm still there. I'm still there every day. So Robert, but I will say this though. What do most folks do with their RMDs? Well, I would say about half of the folks that I've worked with over the years use the required minimum distribution because that's the cash flow that they're starting to live on. And the math actually works out to some extent. It kind of works out because when I do retirement planning, a really safe number as a withdrawal rate is 3.5% to 4%. So if you're only taking 3.5% to 4% a year from your assets, you should be able to do that indefinitely, as long as you have a balanced portfolio that has fixed income and stocks, and it grows even a little bit over time. In fact, the agreed upon number in financial planning is 4.1 or 4.2% plus the increase of inflation, whatever inflation is every year. So that number goes up a little by little on your nest egg to account for the rising cost of goods. In this case, an RMD, if you're 70 and a half, is around 3.7% a year, which is close to that number. So that kind of, to some extent, works out. A lot of folks live on it. In your case, at age 48, because you have an inherited IRA, and the stretch IRA rule applies to you. So you're now taking this out over your life expectancy. So I would suspect your number, I don't have a chart in front of me, is probably 2.5% to 3% a year?
I believe so. And I think, if I have to take it out, I'll probably take it out maybe 2 times a year, take a certain amount out like I did for next year, and take some of it out at one point of the year, and then at the end of the year, take another one like around your birthday or something like that. So
the other thought, Robert, though, with the other thought on these RMDs is that, and again, you'd ask, hey, what do the wealthy, successful folks do? Well, some people live on it, and others just say, look, I don't need it. So you don't even really have to think about it being uninvested. Now, yes, it has to come out, and they come out in cash. You put it in another account. In order to do that, the IRS basically gets a note that says, hey, Robert took out X amount from his inherited IRA. We're going to tax him on that. But it doesn't mean that you can't turn right around and reinvest it. So don't think of these RMDs as money that you have to pull out and spend. If you don't need it, and I think that was your kind of original question, there's no rule that says you can't just reinvest it the very day it hits your account. So it goes from an IRA to an after-tax account, and boom, you can reinvest it that very day. And that's what the other half of folks do to answer your question. Hi, I'm Wes Moss, and thanks for taking a minute to hear about what's so different about my new book, You Can Retire Sooner Than You Think. So unlike other retirement books, this book will give you a step-by-step guide, whether you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s, to learn from what these successful and happy retirees did to get there. I hope you enjoy the book, but more importantly, I know that it'll help you retire sooner than you think.